Nirmala Sitharaman of the BJP joining the debate tonight. I'm also joined by Keshav Rao, who's joining us, General Secretary of the Congress Party. Vinod Mehta, Editorial Chairman of The Outlook. It's great to have you this evening. First question to you, Mr. Mehta. Now, you know, the Congress Party says that every time a BJP leader wakes up, he demands Mr. Chidambaram's resignation almost as if it was in an autopilot mode. Would you agree with that assessment?
Well, I wouldn't agree with that, but you see, what we have is that there is one more headache for Mr. Chidambaram and one more reason for the opposition to target him and make life difficult for him. Now, I don't know how long these election petitions take to get cleared or to get one way or the other, but it is an embarrassment for Mr. Chidambaram and it's an embarrassment for the Congress. But I don't think that the opposition will succeed in making him resign. I think those days of India are gone when ministers used to resign for moral reasons. So Mr. Chidambaram is in difficulty, but it's not a resigning matter yet. But there's no question about this. It is a difficulty, and this gives an opportunity to...
Is there a moral reason here? Is there a moral reason here? Because look at it, completely dispassionately. Though I'd put that to Nirmala Sitharaman yet, but I'd like you to continue. You know, the opposition could be clutching at straws. The trial has not even begun. Well, where's the smoking gun here?
And therefore, well, Arnab, the trial might take a few years, and the opposition won't mind that, because in that period they will target Mr. Chidambaram. So for all those who say that this doesn't matter, this is nothing, no, this is something. But whether the Home Minister will resign, I don't think he will. The party will not let him resign. So we'll have another tug of war in Parliament and outside. And this is not good news for Indian democracy or the Home Minister.
What is the smoking gun today, Nirmala Sitharaman? Before I go to the Congress to defend Mr. Chidambaram, please tell me today, why are today's developments being made out by your party chief, Mr. Nitin Gadkari, to be the smoking gun against him? Because the trial has not begun. Though the verdict can be challenged, even if the trial court finds him guilty, there could be some credibility to your demands for his resignation. But in this case, the trial has not begun.
We should understand the gravity of this case. It might very well be the Congress's agenda to tell us it is an election petition, it is not a criminal case, and so on. But let's not forget, it's not an election petition where one independent candidate's entries were faulted and the electoral officer accepted it, and therefore it has to be, that election has to be countermanded. Or it's not a petition which says voters list has been tampered with. You know, not these issues. The issue on which this election petition has gone is on the very question of his victory. The polling agents had all come out very clearly saying, yes, the minister's lost and possibly the ADM candidate has won. The environment was that. And after that, the Home Minister, then also Home Minister, had asked for a recount in a particular constituency called Alangudi. And the election result were being held back, delayed and post-which.
It's not the first time. You are trying to make it out to be... No, you are trying to make it...
The declaration was not made.
You are trying to make...
No, wait a minute.
You are trying to make... You are trying to make it out to be as if...
Why this election petition...
No, you are trying to... Sorry, Nirmala, I'm sorry to interrupt. But I just want to point out to you most humbly that on the 5th of July 2009, Sushma Swaraj's election victory, I think it was in Vidisha, was challenged. Right? If you go back into your own party's records, you will find that on the 17th of July 2009, the High Court at that point of time served her a notice with regard to that case, which was the 2009 election. You are challenging Chidambaram when your own leader in the past has also faced this kind of a piquant situation, right? Ms. Sitharaman?
Do you want me to answer?
Yeah.
Do you want me to answer?
Yeah.
An answer I will give, provided if you're kind enough to, hear the BJP's point of view. The question of the debate is on BJP. You asking more questions from me to be answered, but you don't permit me to answer. And if my answers are being given by you, very well, I'm quite happy to sit here and watch this whole thing. But don't. I think your viewers need to understand why BJP repeatedly is demanding Mr. Chidambaram's resignation. He's sitting there as a home minister. Investigations will have to happen, and when investigations will have to happen, they have to happen with IAS and IPS officers whose annual reports he writes. Do you think I purposely am going back? And please don't point out to me saying you're digressing. I will digress.
Why?
Whether it is 2G, whether it is Aircel Maxis, you are looking at Mr. Chidambaram who's stonewalling every inquiry against him. And here is a matter where prima facie the judge has found, the High Court judge has found that of the 29 points on which the Rajakannappan wanted this election petition to be inquired into, leaving aside 2, on 27 counts they think there is a merit for a trial, which means there is a prima facie
trial hasn't begun.
And therefore, for a union home minister going through an election-related case where the election matter, the questions of law, the question
answer
on which
that,
it is being tried are not petty issues. They are questions about how irregularities have been part of this whole thing, and therefore his victory itself is questionable.
Yes.
And without being an MP, he wouldn't be a home minister.
Yes, and
if his MPship itself is being questioned,
yes, you are partially
therefore
correct.
He cannot be there as home minister.
You are partially correct.
Please let us understand the importance. No, please,
Arnab,
don't talk along with me. Arnab, please don't talk along with me. People can't hear what I am saying. If you want me to stop, ask me to stop. But you're not going to talk along with me and making sure that the audience don't hear BJP.
No, Ms. Sitharaman, the BJP
I request you not to do that. Because I'm sitting in Delhi, you're sitting in Mumbai. I can't even see what you're telling me.
Ms. Sitharaman, I can assure...
So let's understand, it is not any other election case. It's a case on which his victory is questioned, and without being an MP, he can't be a home minister.
Yes, Ms. Sitharaman, you are absolutely right partially, but you're also substantially wrong, because I would like to remind you that when on the 17th of July 2009, when a notice was served to Sushma Swaraj, that case fell through. Chidambaram's case could also fall through. The manner in which BJP leaders, they challenged expelled Congress leader Rajkumar Patel. Though, he was the person who was challenging Sushma Swaraj's petition. So all limited point I'm making to you, ma'am, and I don't intend to interrupt you. It's not like this is, it happened for the first time. Mr. Keshava Rao, Subramaniam Swamy, already enjoying the debate. Welcome.
No, it doesn't happen for the first time.
But 1 minute, important buts are coming up.
But the fact is that Sushma Swaraj may be a leader of opposition, but here is the home minister.
Sure. Absolutely, but if it is, the bottom line is this, that if that case could have fallen through, this case can also fall through. Mr. Keshav Rao, Nirmala Sitharaman says we are talking about the home minister.
There's no time.
1 minute, let her respond.
Chidambaram willing for an investigation.
Mr. Keshav Rao. Yes, Mr. Keshav.
With all respect to Nirmala, perhaps she doesn't know that much of a law. Let us not make mockery of law and law procedures. First, you yourself started saying, she herself started saying that it is not a criminal case, it is election case. It is election case. There is nothing like investigation in election petition. The investigation is between the judge and the witness who stands. You don't entrust it to some kind of investigation agencies. But material evidence should be there. To say substantially, it would have affected the election. I'm really sorry, a legal luminary like Subramanian Swamy, he might ask his resignation. That is your job. Politically, anybody can ask anything, because BJP has asked me from the day 1 to they will ask till they last. That is your right. But that is a personal call. But to talk about this issue, there are two things. Please understand. An election petition is a petition. It is not a charge. It is an allegation. Now, in this, there could be, since you are reading it into the IPC matter, it is not an IPC case, it is not a state versus a person, still there could be few. Now what happened today is, there is no material change. The day that gentleman went to the court, alleging few things, giving some complaints of 29 or 30, he can give 500 also. Nobody stops him. It is not a state after investigation filing a charge sheet. A person, private person can put a charge. It can be 500. Now one event there, Mr. Chidambaram, that day All that you are now trying to talk could be talked that day also, because the charges are admitted. Your so-called charges are the allegations, so-called allegations which I am saying, or the petitions which I am saying. So there is no change today. But today what had happened is, Mr. Chidambaram thought this is frivolous, infantile, foolish, that it is not worth contemptuous, so not worth even taking onto the desk. Please throw it in a waste paper basket. That is what is known as quash orders. He asked for quash. The court said, look, we can't quash because they're saying, let me
No,
go
Subramaniam
through it.
Swamy says, Subramaniam Swamy says, 1 minute, Mr. K, let's get him in. You see, both Subramaniam and Nirmala Sitharaman are saying the fact is, he's saying the court is finding merit in the charges. The 27 or 29 charges, there's a prima facie case which has been found. My question, counter question to Subramaniam Swamy is, Mr. Swamy, with great respect, Mr. Swamy, the fact also is that you are not looking at the fact that that two crucial paragraphs 4 and 5 have been dropped. These paragraphs contained allegations against the returning officer, against government servants and bank officials, and alleged corrupt practices. Isn't this actually a huge exoneration for Mr. Chidambaram?
No. Listen, don't swallow Mr. Chidambaram's con artist arguments. The fact of the matter is, it's got nothing to do with Chidambaram. The question was whether the returning officer and the other officials cooperated with Mr. Chidambaram in this fraud. The more important thing is that it was Mr. Chidambaram's petition that all these 29 charges are baseless, there's no merit, there's no evidence. The court then examined it and said, except these two where we are deleting, the other 27 there is prima facie evidence, and therefore a trial has to go through. Now Mr. Chidambaram has to produce some new evidence to show that he is not to be sent to jail, or at least he can be sent to jail. Wait a minute, don't give me this business about civil and criminal. Once this election petition is over and the charges of coercion, fraud, intimidation is proved, the next thing would be a criminal charge being filed in a court, in a separate court. It will be a logical consequence. It has happened in many cases. So the question is not that. The question is, the court has held there is prima facie evidence.
So where's the criminal trial?
Have, Mr.
No,
Raja,
sir, 1 minute. Mr. Subramaniam Swamy, please allow me.
Mr. Raja resigned Mr. Raja resigned on prima facie evidence. Mr. Sibu Soren resigned on prima facie evidence. Here the Home Minister was supposed to maintain law and order in the country. He's been accused of coercion, intimidation, fraud, prima facie. Now, I don't think he should be Home Minister at all.